quite a lot going on in the shed at the moment. Obviously, I published recently this little fella, which is the KITT Droid metalhead. I think you've seen him whizzing around with the tracks. I'm using the Untitled Flex cheater on these. It's a little bit more solid on there, and it's got this bar that just keeps the distance on the on these wheel hubs. And actually, these I've had a lot of issues with tracks generally flipping off when you're spinning around or going over rough surfaces. So what we've got is a little bit of an edge, a deeper track that sits in there. The way that I've meshed it is literally just doing a little bit of a serrated edge and a serrated edge on the wheel, which gives it a huge amount of friction but doesn't require exact alignment. So it's works really well as a drive system. So I'm really pleased with that drive systems, and I will be using those again. The plan is really to do a bigger T-dow as well, I think. The other thing that we've been working on is an interesting drive system, just playing around with these really, which is treads. So this is a 32-piece tread that I've just started to put together, along with the drive wheel that you can see there. So and I've got to say, I mean, if you kind of look at how smooth that runs, it is fantastic. Really nice. It's something I want to tackle for a bit, to be honest, treads. So that's the key. The drive wheel that sits in the middle. Overall size-wise, there's another drive wheel that will sit in there. So overall size, it's kind of looking a little bit like this, which obviously I've got to put the frame in. The track doesn't move anywhere, it won't go off those spindles. What I've done, the design I've gone for, you can see, is a bit like that really. So it kind of goes in the middle. There's a 45-degree angle. It's all about keeping easy prints as well. But what it does mean is that, in theory, if anything drops on these tracks and gets jammed, they're angled, so it'll fall out this way or it'll fall out that way. And then you've got a seal on this side, so it means it's a bit more robust with anything that may be trying to get into there. And the other thing is, because we've got that 45-degree angle and a fit in, that track can't physically come out either side. So that's the wheels. The drive system, again, been playing a little bit with these, so we can see a very quite a complex drive system for that, which is an angled but reduced gear system. So I'll probably do a bit of a fusion session on how you actually do these, because it's a little bit more complex when you're not doing 45-degree angles. So what I'll end up with is, I think, a scooter motor, one of these little fellows, connected to that on a coupler, and then that will drive that wheel, which will give it a hell of a lot of torque and quite a lot of speed. And we'll see how that runs. If it runs too fast, I might have to put a little bit more gearing in between the two. But in theory, then what you've got is effectively this motor will be hidden completely in the drive mechanism. So this wheel will just be a standalone, self-contained drive. So it'll be that with the motor kind of hidden in the middle, if you can see, like that. So and the plan, well, obviously the plan for this would be to try it on the track droid, which I've still yet to finish, and but it's looking really solid. So fingers crossed, I'll get quite a bit of work done that this weekend. They are obviously quite tedious prints, sadly. You know, you've got 32 of these little things to print. Again, all designed so that the 45-degree angles that sit there they'll print flat on the print bed and print straight up. Orientation on track's quite important, because obviously the main wear is going to be on this bottom. So what I don't want to do is have the layers going this way, because it means that you'll get layers peeling off or potentially shearing off with the stress. So I wanted the layers to actually go this way, and then obviously have the pins that hold it in going this way, and that gives it the maximum amount of tensile strength. And the other thing is, when it's printing the layers, it's putting little loops around the outside of where these are joining. So all in all, the whole design of this is really to be as strong as possible when it's rolling around, because track systems naturally are. What I've not played around with at the moment is how much grip I'm getting on this. This is printed in PLA. I can print it in PETG. I can print it in PLA Plus. I could even print it in Ninja Flex or Ninja Set Armadillo, which is what I printed this little fella in. Ninja Flex Armadillo is a hard TPU, so it's got some degree of flex, but it's crazily strong. You can beat these things with a hammer, it doesn't break, it doesn't crack. Part of the reason I wanted to do this is, I guess because Night Rider's fairly impermeable, you want something that's a bit more solid, and if he's going to be racing around and bashing into things, I've seen what's happened with the track droids when they do that, and you do get dents and pings, so he isn't going to dent and ping, although he may make some dents and pings himself. The other thing that we're working on, obviously, is Chopper. Where we are with the Chopper files is we've got everything completed. The only last bit I've got to do really is the dome. I'm just cutting the dome at the moment. And then the dome along with the assembly instructions, and Chopper's done then really. The only other part is getting some tools that fit just inside these little drawers that open and close, and then Chopper will be done. So yeah, we're cracking along quite nicely. As I say, I'm really interested with those tracks. I do plan to do a bigger Tito. A very popular little build is this little fella. Old Tito. He's running on servos, you know, and it is a micro droid, so it's a quick, easy build. But actually, the design's really nice. So my plan is that I'll scale him up using probably the same size treads as these. So Tito will stand, I would imagine about that high when you've got you've got the treads and you've got the head. So it'll be a good sized. At least, I would say, yeah, probably about 2.5 size of that, and I'll probably put some more detail, more lights, sound card, that kind of stuff on there, because it's quite a nice little droid. The drive system's really nice. I can beef up that rear caster, and that'll give us some more stuff to play with. So lots of things going on, and we'll keep working on it.